Hi, my name is Phil Young, and I am one of the lucky individuals who have been asked to talk on behalf of this page about USANA, and I thought I would talk about. It's an open discussion, so if anyone's watching while I'm posting, ask questions, and I don't have to follow what I wrote down. I took notes about what I was going to talk about. Which, trust me, if I didn't do that, I'd be all over the place. But please ask questions. There's no real format to this discussion. I'm going to talk about my story, and then the things that I've noticed in the last 5 years, and then what I get from USANA, what it means to me in the sense of all the things that I've learned that if I were to compare myself to where I was to where I am now, thanks to many contributing factors to being involved with USANA on many different levels. It's not just the product, it's not just the people, it's not just the mission of the organization or the culture that it cultivates. There's all these many things that key in, and the reason I kind of think that's important is I know there's a lot of things that you're exposed to when you're starting out, or when you're trying to find something in this company or in this product line or this lifestyle, and I feel that it could be a lot, and that hi Scott, how you doing? And so I can give you my experiences of what it's been like, and where I am now, where I should be going, and where I would like to go. So, first of all, about 5 or 6 years ago, I got involved in my acting career with a really charismatic gentleman by the name of Andre Gordon. And Andre, he is a Emerald director, and not at the time. At the time, he was just starting this up. I think he's got a year ahead of me, and he wanted me to get more involved with his production company, and so I started getting involved, and he was teaching an acting class, and that was pretty cool. And it was funny because years ago we used to both work at Universal Studios theme park, and I always wanted to hang out with the guy, but I wasn't cool enough. At least that's what I thought it was. But in retrospect, or from his perspective, what I understood was I was annoying. I was not a nice person. I was not a positive person. I was a very negative person. One of those people you didn't want to hang out with. And so why would Andre want to hang out with me, right? Or be my friend, or be around me, right? And hi, Melissa, how you doing? And so I thought it was kind of cool that he wanted to now start being involved. But what I didn't understand at the time was he was thinking about how much USANA can help me grow as a person. And he was thinking kind of like Dr. Dolittle, and or no, not Dr. Dolittle, the My Fair Lady kind of thing. Like, if I can turn Phil around and make him a better person, how amazing would that be as a testimony? So I was a very stubborn person, and as Jim Rohn would say, sometimes don't look at the people who are successful. Look at the people who are making all the mistakes. And man, I made a lot of them, which is good because mistakes help you get better at getting good. If it was always good, it'd be kind of boring. Which is actually one of the other leaders in USANA points out. It's like, who watches a movie where a guy has everything go right in his life? That's a boring movie. Anyway, so he was telling me, like, hey, I'll give you, I'll cut you a break on your acting tuition if you join USANA and try out the products. And so I said, okay, so let me get this straight. I get to still take the class and buy product, and so I'm getting a 2-for-1. And he goes, yeah, hello from Minnesota. And I said, okay, deal, let's try it out. And the first thing I tried were the bars. Loved the bars. And then I started doing the drinks, which, by the way, I forgot breakfast. I got a shake. So what I do is I like to mix and match. And one of the things, I'm kind of a wannabe foodie, or maybe I am a foodie, I don't know. But what I do enjoy is playing around with stuff. And so I took the vanilla Nutri-Meal, and I added PB2 and Hershey's dark chocolate. This tastes so good. And on top of it, I can't wait to finish it. I'm going to finish it later. on top of it, I didn't add anything bad, in the sense that I added dark chocolate with no sugar. It's just straight cocoa powder, so it's high in antioxidants, which adds on top of all the great antioxidants I'm taking. And then I added PB2, which gives me all the protein without the cholesterol. PB2 you can find on Amazon. It's amazing. It goes really well with the Nutri-Meals and also with the Smart Food line. I love them. And then took my supplements, which I'm going to relay that back to what's going on now. I know, right? Layer what is happening like right now, thanks to USANA. Yeah, don't leave the supplements in your mouth too long, then you start tasting them. But they're really good for you. So I kind of picked this up from Michael Calles. I get the regular Nutri-Meal, and then this is for hardcore guys like me. Then I add all the things that are not in my regular health pack, and I add all the other things I'd like in my health pack. So I have to do 2 packets in the morning, 2 packets at night, which is fine because I don't get sick. So some people are like, ah! Anyway. But that's our flagship product, and it's amazing. And I love it. So, okay, so what I wasn't a very healthy person, or I didn't pay attention to my health. I just lived my life, ate whatever I wanted to eat, and like I said, I wasn't exactly the most positive person to be around. I always saw what was wrong with something. I thought it was funny to be sarcastic. I would always call myself a hopeful pessimist or something like that, or pragmatist. You know those people who are always like, me, and you're like, why are you like that? And you're like, well, that way I'm not disappointed in anything. So, Andre tolerated being around a guy like me so that he could expose me to all the positive people in USANA, all the personal development that was going on. We were going to these little, they called them Super Saturdays. They were amazing. And Patty Roan, who's on this channel, used to host them. Not too far from us in Long Beach, where we were in Los Angeles. It was about an hour away. And a lot of negative things were going on in my life. I lost my car. I was really hard up for income because I was in a catering industry while I was trying to be an actor. And, catering goes up and down with the industry. And, the economy started going bad, so less people were ordering, catered food, for their events. And, so things were pretty bad for me financially. Things were pretty bad for me health-wise, mentally, all kinds of. And right about that time is when I was being exposed to USANA. And so I'm here seeing people like Michael Calles and Andre and Jordan Kemper and all these people talking about positive things and quoting things I never heard before from Jim Rohn and other people. And one of the things that Jordan Kemper always stuck with me was that comparison is the thief of joy. It's huge for me because I used to compare myself all the time. And actually, Brian Armstrong, who's a part of USANA in Salt Lake City, he turned me on to, while I was trying to grow my USANA business, to open mindset and closed mindset. And so all these great ideas are coming at me. Not the products. Ideas, positive ideas, healthy ideas to help me grow as a human being. USANA also is a vehicle for many other things, but here I am, these last 5 years, learning to be more positive, be more healthy, taking the products. I'm not going to the gym, but I am taking my supplements and having at least a shake a day. So in my first year and a half, I dropped 25 pounds. No exercise, nothing. And it was like, wow. And it was so funny. Like, literally right after that, we did a USANA health mini convention, in LA. And one of the scientists came out and pointed out that if you did a shake a day, if you just did the math, you were decreasing your caloric intake. And by decreasing your caloric intake, you should lose an average of 25 pounds. And here I am like, wow. And Andre looked at me and said, that's what you did. And I was like, yeah. So here I wasn't taking it to the next level. Here I wasn't blowing it up. Because right next to me was Andre, who went from like an achiever to silver director to gold director, and here I am just like, I'm a little builder, and I'm just like, well, I can't do that. And here's another interesting thing that I learned through USANA and through the people, the positive people around it, is whatever you say will become true. So I said I can't do it. So guess what? It became true. And so here's the great thing about the leadership that probably your sponsor or someone in your upline is doing. There are people in this business, in our culture, in our community, who are, they just, all you do is think about, how can I help my people get better? And there were a lot of people behind me trying to improve, Andre being a principal one. How can I help Phil get better? How can I help Phil get better, right? And so he was always going to Eric Worre events and dragging me to them. And I say drag because I wasn't really excited about going at first. But then, there comes a breaking point in a positive way, in a breaking point where you finally accept everything, And so that breaking point was Andre was like, I'm done with you. You're dragging me down. So unless you start changing your attitude, you can't be around me and be around my friends and be around this community of people. So I had to turn it around. So after I turned it around, I started building my business. It all kind of worked together. So from that point, I went to silver director, and then what happened was Andre wanted to go Ruby, and a lot of us were wanting to go in the same direction with him. So he came up with an idea with Eric Worre of rewards and consequences. So I responded well to the consequence part. And my consequence for not going gold director that year was I would have to sell I'm a total geek. I'm not going to hide it anymore. I had all these great comic books from the 80s. I have like Transformers 1 through 20, I believe. Something like that. And so Andre was saying, okay, here's the deal. If you don't go gold director, you have to sell all your comic books and give your computer away. And I was like, wow, that's not happening. So that was 2 years ago. I went gold director. And since then, here's the best part. So I'm doing all this, and one of my downline and Andre, my upline, both look at me and go, well, okay, if you're going to represent a health company, you have to start looking healthy. I go, what do you mean? I dropped 25 pounds. I feel great. And they're like, you don't look good, man. Here's the thing. People think haters are there to take you down. Haters are there to help you sometimes. And I wouldn't say my friend Kevin Wurzberger or Andre were haters, but they were hating on my present condition, and I didn't like that. But what was great about that is they helped me become the person I am today. So don't hate your haters. They're helping you. A lot. And your real friends will tell you, like, what you need to do. And sometimes you're not ready to hear it, but you should listen anyway and be grateful that they're there. So, okay. So I had someone else who I wouldn't really call a friend anymore, but at the time, they dragged me to the gym. And then I got to go from learning how the products work and having the great mental mindset of being a positive person to finding out that if you follow that with what you should be doing all along, which is eating right and exercising, it all just falls into place. It all just like, it grows in a synergistic result. And I got really excited about gym life when I was a kid. I hated it. And I think it was because I had this feeling that I used to get, but I don't get it anymore because I think I have enough nutrients in my system to handle working out. I go to the gym and I don't have this like feeling of pain when I run or when I exercise or when I work the weights or whatever. But I'm telling you, when I was younger, it existed. And I truly believe, based on my personal experience of what I believe, not an expert, not a scientist, nutritionist, none of that. I'm just an actor. But my physical being felt like going to the gym was more enjoyable, actually enjoyable, than when I was a kid, where it hurt to go work out. It hurt to go on the cross-country team and run. And I think it was because I was malnourished. Not like dying malnourished, but like, I ate what I ate, but I didn't pay attention to, like, was I getting enough vitamin C? Was I getting enough vitamin A and D and B and all that fun stuff? And I still am not a nutritionist, but I know that I have scientists backing me up. If I take my health packs and I take my shakes and I complement that with eating right, which, by the way, this last 6 months is a true testament to that. Let's see, where are my notes? Where am I going? Okay, yeah, all right, something there. Okay, and so this last 6 months have been nothing but great, where I've been taking the positive attitude of being grateful and humble. Not all the time, we're all human, we can't always be like that, but embracing that attitude and complimenting it and working on it all the time. Like, there was a great book called The Power of Vulnerability by Brené Brown, and I listened to the audiobook about that, and she says, you know, when you call yourself out loud and forgive yourself and then say what you were going to do from now on, your brain does its thing. You know, it makes you be a more positive person. So I've been calling myself out all the time now, and like, okay, so I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to be a little more positive. Or I laugh at things that are really bad, you know, in my life. Like, I get upset. Instead of getting upset, I just laugh it off. But this is not all possible without taking that first step of getting involved with a group of positive people in USANA. And why I point this out is, you don't need to be the next Jordan Kemper. I mean, it's there for you if you want it, but you don't need to be, okay? You can take from USANA anything you want. And what I've taken from it is a positive energy, is a healthier body, is a better outlook on life, and all these things kind of synergistically kind of helped me end up where I am today, which helped me. Actually, I just got back yesterday from shooting a film all week in Philadelphia, in an independent film, $1 million independent film. And the only reason I got that far was people on the set and the people who hired me before I got on the set were like, you're a positive person. We like being around you. Those things would not have happened. I mean, yeah, it doesn't hurt that I have the talent as an actor, but I've always had that, right? That came before. But what USANA gave me was the positive attitude for people to want to work with you. Okay? So if you think, I mean, like, you go into this business and you're like, hello from Seattle. And you think like, okay, well, this is about making money. Okay, that is one aspect. If you want to do that, that is there for you. But there's all these other benefits that you can enjoy. And it's like on this journey to your goal, there's the positive people around you. There's the health aspect. Hometown Philly, yes. Yeah, I had so much fun. And it's just, I never thought about being this physically fit ever. I just didn't even think about it. But like the timing in my life and the timing with USANA and the timing in my industry all kind of went glued right together, because now it's all about actors in the industry being like cut and healthy. The nerdy guy on the CW is ripped, okay? And so this last 2 years is me using USANA products and going to the gym and being in the best shape I've ever been in. Right now, I just weighed myself. I'm at 168. I'd rather be at 160, but that's okay. And I'm at 12.5% body fat, which is insanely good, because what I did was I followed Michael's trend from last year of going raw vegan. After Christmas, when I got cast in this movie, and I knew I was going to shoot this film last week, I had about a 6-month window. And I went, okay, so to get going, I'm going to do a 30-day raw vegan diet. I've got plenty of smart food with the plant-based smart food, right? I'm going to drink a lot of shakes, and I'm going to eat a lot of healthy food. I got Michael Kayes directed me to this website with a bunch of recipes for raw vegan diet. And then I hit the gym. And I'm telling you, all of this would not be possible if one person, Andre Gordon, hadn't said, I want you to try the product in lieu of paying for tuition for my acting class. And that was cool for him to do that, because, you know, he took a hit on financing because he trusted me. You know, like, you got to think about it. Like, he could have taken cold hard cash, taught me some acting classes, and then sent me on my way. But instead of teaching, paying, giving me some fish, like the old analogy from the Bible, or is that from the Bible? I don't know. But all I know is this great one. Feed a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats forever, right? So, and then Michael Calles, who I've run into a few times, brilliant guy, by the way. He said, feed a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he lives forever. Teach a man how to teach other men to fish, and his legacy goes on. Right? And I was like, wow. So for me, I mean, like, there are things I can do, take USANA to the next level. I totally can. All of us can. Okay? But in the meantime, okay, do not beat yourself up about where you are. You are in a great spot. You are using this awesome Facebook website to learn more about the product line, to learn about tactics from experts. There are so many smart people on here. I know right now, Mr. Mulhern's watching me right now, and he's an inspiration to me. I love the Mulherns. All of them, all these guys who've been here before us, they've gone through all the craziness that you're going to run into in your business. So they're great resources. Dr. Ladd McNamara, I love it when he talks. He's so cool. He talks about like how other supplements don't break down. And Dr. Karen Wolf, I mean, I remember when she first started talking about vitamin D and stuff like that on my first couple like seminars, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But everything she says is true. It's crazy. And it's not crazy, it's just science, you know? It's like, where one of the other funny things is when people go, I don't believe in that stuff. And it's like, it's great. You don't have to believe in gravity either, but if you fall out that window, man, it will assert itself. Just like these supplements will assert themselves in your body. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I mean, USANA means to me more than just a way to make money, residual income, which is huge sometimes, because sometimes you get up and you're like, oh, I don't want to clock in. I don't want to punch a clock. Well, you don't have to. You have a vehicle, and it's not going to happen overnight, but you have a vehicle that will take you to that place, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. The other thing too is it's a place for if you're concerned about your health or the health of your family. This is it. This is a great product line. This is I'm no matter where I go in my career or my life or my relationship with USANA, I'm always going to be a very loyal and committed customer, because these products are, and they're cheap. If people are worried about money, if you break it down, it's about $3 to $4 a meal. A NutriMeal is about $3 to $4 when you break it down. Okay, the Smart Foods comes out to about the same price. Supplements, I know people are like, oh, well, supplements is an added thing. I go, okay, let's be real here. You're right. Supplements is addition to food. It's a supplement to food. And some people are like, well, I don't need that. Okay. I was on a set working night shifts all last week. We started filming at sundown and didn't stop until sunrise. And I was playing a monster in a horror film, which means I was in a prosthetic outfit with a huge head where I was sweating profusely, and the monster came out of the lake. So I was in cold lake water half the night. I did not get sick. As you can see, I'm very healthy, except for the buzz cut, which is growing back rather fast if anybody's following me on Instagram or Facebook. Supplements. And I did not get sick on a crazy schedule, working against your immune system. And I stayed on NutriMeals. I stayed on supplements. I even brought some Booster C, but I didn't even use it. I was passing out the Booster C. Marketing. To all my friends who were like, I'm not feeling so well. I'm not feeling so well. And I'm like, hey, listen, I know they have the emergency there, but let me tell you something. I qualified myself. I'm not an expert, but I do know I talked to an expert about the emergency, and that 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, and I learned this from the USANA scientists, half of those milligrams don't even absorb in your body. So here, I got 600 milligrams, which I know will absorb, and also has echinacea and elderberry. Try it out, see if you like it. Next thing you know, I got one guy on the set telling someone else on the set, you got to try this stuff, because they were all concerned about not getting sick. So I passed out like 4 Booster C sticks, and so that is an easy follow-up for me. Okay, and I'm not trying to push USANA down anyone's throat. When you just start out, like when I started out, I was like that. I was the USANA guy, and that works a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to say it doesn't work, but I had some people who wouldn't talk to me anymore. I would like, hey, how you doing? I don't want to buy USANA. I was like, I just said, hi, how you doing? So now I just incorporate it in my life. I try to brand an Instagram and a Facebook where I'm having a great time. And then when people say, oh, I need to lose weight or I'm getting sick or something, I go, look, you already know what I'm all about. You've seen it on my Instagram and stuff like that. But, you know what? Try it out. You know, here's some product line. But depending on what you use or what you're offering, you should check with the experts, like on this Facebook page. Some of the people from USANA Vive, and also like people like Dr. Lad McNamara gives the advice of, if you're going to say, hey, try the supplements, one day of using the supplements, depending on how much they take care of themselves already, is not going to do anything for them. Well, they're going to notice their pee changes color, but that's about it. So I did have one or two people who were like, oh my God, I have so much more energy. What is in this? But I've been told that it takes like up to 6 months for your body to completely absorb or get used to absorbing these nutrients. So I've been given the advice, and you probably have given the advice as well, 30 to 90 days. Depending on who you're talking to, you can say, look, give me 30 days, use the products, keep a diary, and you tell me whether it's working or not. And if it's not, no harm, no foul, right? Or some people you want to say, give it 90 days. Okay, I would say the healthier the person, give them a longer period of time. And if they say, oh, I can't afford that, then just let it go. It's not a biggie. Because move on to the next person. In the sense that, like, they're in your life already. It's funny because you gotta flip perspective sometimes. When I look at someone, I see that person and I go, I'll use a friend of mine I just saw recently. The reason I'm in this weird position right now is I'm actually in my old room in my parents' house. I'm staying in San Francisco for a couple months. So at the gym, the local gym, I ran into one of my old friends, Tony Swanson. We went to high school together. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind when I see Tony Swanson. Tony Swanson, guy I went to high school with, right? Well, there's a certain point where people were going to see you and they're going to say, oh, it's Phil, the USANA guy, or the supplement guy, or the vitamin guy, right? That's fine, because when they actually need it, they're going to ask me. So I'm not saying you need to let the whole world know that's all you're about, but when you reach out to someone and say, hey, you should try it, and they say, oh, it didn't do anything for me, they go, that's fine. They still know that you're that guy they should ask or check in with when they're in the zone of looking for that kind of thing, okay? So, like, I mean, a non-USANA example of that is my headset to work out in. I've been eyeballing this one thing for 6 months, and it didn't become available till now. But I was in the zone of looking for the perfect, wireless buds to work out in. And I don't buy things right away. I wait like a couple weeks to see what the best deal is, and I check out other competitors and stuff like that. So you might have someone who's like asks you a couple questions. You don't want to go at them. You just want to give them the information, be helpful, give them some advice. You might even steer them, saying, look, try this, try this, try this. I know for me personally, USANA is the best, but it might not be for you. Okay? There's no fear as long as you have confidence in yourself. And that's always the thing, isn't it? You have to have confidence. And the only way I believe you can have confidence, and I'm learning from other people in our leadership, is you have to be solid in the product, which means you have to use the product and you have to have a story behind it. I know from using the product, I've had great experience. I truly believe this, not being an expert at all, but I feel that my father, being on the product for the last 3 to 4 years, has improved his health immensely. The reason I'm up here is he just got out of surgery, having one of his kidneys taken out because they found a mass on it, which was a little scary. But they took that out, and man, he bounced back in 4 days. You wouldn't believe, after 4 days, that he had major surgery. And the first thing the anesthesiologist told him right before surgery is, you have to stop taking your supplements. So a week before the surgery, which when he was supposed to, he did. And guess what? He got a cold. Correlation? I think so. And we were actually concerned. that he couldn't do the surgery because he had a cold because they told him to stop taking his supplements. Anyway, but then he got back on them, and now he's fine. Cancer-free. Totally excited about that. And I truly, truly believe in my heart of hearts that if we had not started exercising right and using USANA products and eating right in this last year, that he probably still would have been fine, but he would have had complications, or it would have been taking a longer time to recover. And at 72 years old, to bounce back like that, I was seriously impressed. So that's not my story. That's my observation of something, and that is my supposition of what I think went down, because I didn't do any blood tests, or I don't have an MD. But all I know is I'm grateful for where I am now, and I do feel that a lot of things happened the way they did is because I have a positive mindset thanks to USANA personal development that comes along with all of this. Meeting the right people. When I say right people, I mean the right people for my life right now, which is positive attitudes, and then being subjected to really great high-grade quality products that help improve my health, and then also supplementing them. I've built enough of a business where my supplements don't cost me anything, which is kind of a bonus for me. It's like I spend the money, then I get the money back. It's like that Seinfeld episode where he throws $1 out the window and the dollar shows up at the door. He's like, I can't lose. So it would be better, to be honest with myself, that the business did more than just pay for my supplements, that it supplemented my income. Supplement income. You like that? Anyway, but that's on me. This business model, this structure, anyone can do it. You don't have to know how to use a computer, don't even know how to speak English, nothing. All you gotta do is believe in yourself, believe in the product, and believe that you can do this. And it's possible. That's the amazing thing. The only person who's getting in your way is you. Now that's easy for me to say, because then everyone's like, okay, well, how do I get past that? The best thing you could do is keep yourself around these positive people. Keep checking in Facebook pages like this. If your own team has something similar like this, check in with them as well. There's a lot of resources online. There's also people you could reach out with. They don't have to be in your upline or downline. They could be crossline. I mean, I've met some great people who are not on my team, who are in the Bay Area, who are in San Diego. The Mulherns are a perfect example. I don't think I would have ever met them in my life if it weren't for USANA, and they're so cool, Dr. Karen Wolf is another cool person. Jordan Kemper, Nat Wolf, Nate Force, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm combining names. What am I doing here? Nick Puga. I mean, these are some really cool people. Icy was on here earlier. I saw her pop up. These are some really cool people just to get to know. Okay, and they're really good to model, we as human beings model our behavior based on who we interact with. So they're great people to have examples of how to live life. They're awesome, and that's the other thing that USANA, I think, has really helped me embrace, is just be myself. There was times where I was trying to be this and trying to be that during the business, while I was building my business, and now I'm just like, you know what? Forget all that. I'm not going to be myself, and I'm having the best time of my life. And I hope that this helps. This video helps. No one asked me any questions. Ask questions. It's okay. You don't have to. But yeah, I just got to take my business to the next level. But that's up to me. And I want you to understand that this is not a magic bullet, but this is the next best thing when it comes to doing whatever you want out of life. This is a really great tool to improve several aspects of your life. For me, it's improved my finances, my attitude, and my health. And I think those are 3 key things that are important in anyone's life. But you have to sit down with a book with blank pages and fill them with your own ideas, your goals and your dreams and what you want. Just like if you were to go out the door and start driving, you don't just randomly drive anywhere. you drive to a location. Well, you would do that with your USANA business, right? You don't just join USANA and go, okay, no, what do I do? No, you have a direction. So you have to decide what you want to do with it. And that's on everyone, myself included. I have to do that too. So this video is actually great for me. It's going to inspire me before convention, which I expect to see everyone there, to give me a direction to where to go. Okay, I mean, yeah, all want to go to the next level of our business, but how specifically? Be specific, you know. I got to do that as well, you know. I'll call myself out. Got to do that too. And we're all on this great journey. We're on this great arc, this USANA arc, and we're all going in the same direction. So everyone is there to help you out. This isn't a corporate environment where everyone's trying to step on each other to get on top. I improve if you improve, and you improve if I improve. It's great. And you don't even have to be on the same team for that to happen, because I've gotten so much inspiration and help from people who don't benefit from me selling any product, or the other way around, but we're all going in the same direction, you know. So as long as you keep that in mind, that everyone at convention or any USANA event is there to help you out, because they are, you're going to have a great time. This is a great journey that you've put yourself you put yourself in front of. It's so awesome. And you can ask the Mulherns who I was like when they first met me at my first convention. I was like this. I still am kind of a little bit, but I kept those parts that are fun to be with. Anyway, like I said, I hope this was helpful. Oh, hey, We Love Network Marketing started following me on Instagram. See? I'm doing something right. Someone's following me. But yeah, I mean, this is a great tool. You don't have to be an extrovert. You don't have to be a certain type of person. You don't have to have A, B, and C. You could take this as far as you want, no matter who and what you are. That's the beautiful equalizer about this business. And don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. But that doesn't mean you can't grow and you can't improve. So check in with people you respect in the business or outside the business. And a great starting point is Les Brown, Jim Rohn. They have free YouTube videos of those guys. Tony Robbins is one of my favorites too. You might have to pay for him though. He's a businessman, really successful, good one. But they all start with a story, and all their stories are very interesting. And your story will be interesting too, as long as you take notes and find out the things that are interesting about your story. Because my story, we all like kind of do this negative thing to ourselves and go, "Oh, my story's not interesting." Not true. All of our stories are interesting. And they're still going. They're not done. They're not done until you're done. So, I don't know. I've run out of stuff. I mean, I could babble on, but I think you got the gist of it. So find out what USANA means to you. Just break out a piece of paper, write it down, and find out what more you want from it, and find out where you want to go next. Because, like I said, you don't go out in a car and just drive randomly. You go to a direction. Okay, whether it's to work or it's to Starbucks. Don't go to Starbucks. Go to Phil's Cafe. It's way better. It's named after me. No, I'm kidding. But you do. You do things in life when you get up and it's like, okay, I'm going to do A, B, and C. I'm going to go to the bathroom and then shower and then go do something. You got to do that with your USANA business. Okay, what am I going to do with USANA today? What am I going to do about it this week? What am I going to do about it this month? And what's my 6-month target and what's my 1-year target? And I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't done that lately. So I'm calling myself out. I got to do it myself. All right. So peace and love to everyone. Hopefully I'll see you at convention. Lori, I know you're watching me, so I hope I did this right. And if I didn't, at least it was entertaining. Much love to everyone there. Love you guys in USANA. I'm going to get all emotional now if I don't hit the finish button. So I'm going to hit